First off, man, just how was life before joining the program?
Well, I'd say it was unpredictable. I was kind of lost, if that makes sense. I was heading on to 140 kilo nearly, and I was doing the gym and stuff still, but it was kind of the diet and stuff, and my food was fairly backwards compared to what it is now. But I just needed some sort of guidance to go along the way, and just some sort of accountability, and to learn how to make it sustainable. Because in the past, I have lost big amounts of weight, but sure, I just put it back on. So I just had to learn how to make this sustainable.
And how has life been since joining? What's changed?
I'd say the main thing would be more energy. Yeah, I've seen the results. Like it's night and day of difference, I feel.
Like, what has been your biggest win so far? What are you most proud of?
I'd say we'll be through the likes of the pull-ups and stuff, because like as a bigger fella anyway, pull-ups are always going to be that bit harder for me. Yeah, I definitely, from not being able to do one, like, I considered myself strong enough, but from not being able to do a pull-up, like, how strong really are you? And if not being able to do it with, just about being able to do it with like banded help and stuff like that, to now being able to do 5 or 6 or so, where like I feel like it's a big difference within 10 weeks. Like,
Do you think you would have achieved what you have if you had kept going on your own?
no, I'd say what would have happened was I would have lost about 15 pounds, and then I would have went back up 20 pounds, one step forward and two steps back. And that's just how I was going. Well, in the last 2 years, I'd lose a bit of weight, and then I'd gain it. I haven't lost 30 pounds in a long time, like, if ever. This is the first. I'm just trying to keep it down. Is the next thing.
What is it about the academy that you found actually works so well for you?
Yeah, I just think it's very well formatted to be different to every type of person that comes in, from what I heard, because like I know other people that have been through it. It covers all aspects of fitness and of life as well. So from the mental health sort of things, which doesn't really be spoke much enough about in fitness, considering it's actually, I'd say it would be about 50% of the battle will be your mental health. Because if you're not in the right place, or if you don't have the right mindset with diets, or if you're in the wrong place, it's going to be very hard to work out. And I think that's a huge part of it. And that was a big aspect that was important in it. The diet as well, the food, and not even so much a diet, just a lifestyle change and what you're eating. It's a huge part of it, and how to be taught what's the healthiest way to work around food. Because as we were saying before, just because you're eating, I don't know, broccoli and chicken and stuff like that, it's just not sustainable. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just all aspects.
Have you found the approach to nutrition sustainable?
Yeah, definitely. There's no big restrictions. You're still able to have your bit of drinking the weekend every once in a while, if you're out, if you have an occasion. There's no guilt or a thing, because at the end of the day, like it's more realistic to have days where you're out with your family or something, and you're allowed to have stuff, than cut it off completely. It's not going to last.
Do you think you would have achieved what you have with a face-to-face PT or a fitness class or whatever?
I feel like people underestimate even any sort of help in any sort of aspect, because anytime you'd say, oh, well, I've a PT, and they say, oh, where do you do your PT? I'd say, I'm doing it online. And they'd be sort of thinking, oh, how does that work? I can kind of understand where they're coming from, where they think, oh, well, sure, how's that going to work? But after the 10 weeks I've been in, what I've gathered and what I've learned, and, it's invaluable. Whether you're sitting beside me or you're on a computer screen, I don't think there's any difference. I think it's all going to be the same at the end of the day.
Look, obviously, a big part of doing it online is we have the mindset side of things. Like, have you found that side of it useful?
Yeah, definitely. And actually, a small thing about doing it online is that if you were to do your PT in person, you do your gym, and you'd go home, and it's very easy to forget about. But when it's in your hand the whole time, and you have your app and stuff, I know it gives you that sort of accountability, where it's there the whole time, and it reminds you constantly that, oh, well, this is the journey I picked, and this is the way I'm going forward, and this is a new lifestyle I have. So I think it's the best way to think about it, is that it's always there when it's online, compared to if you're meeting someone in person, it's only for an hour a week or 2 hours a week.
I suppose, what would you say to someone thinking of joining?
Definitely go for it, because as I was saying, all aspects are covered. Whether you want to gain strength, or if you want to, lose weight, or even just have a healthier mindset and on food in general, I think it's all covered throughout the course.
Overall, do you think the academy is good value for money?
Yeah, well, as I was told when I was coming in, this would be the last academy you'd need, or last PT you'd need. And from what I've gathered, it's 100% spot on. I don't feel like I need to ever go to someone else. I feel like I've learned a lot throughout the time I started. I thought I started with a good base point of health fitness, but I still learned a lot throughout the course.
If I had a blank check, but you had to go back to where you started and you couldn't ever lose that 30 pounds, you had to stay where you were, how much would I have to give you?
I don't know. It'd have to be a good bit. I can't think of a number off the top of my head, but it'd have to be a lot. At the end of the day, it is the most sustainable way of going through it. And, there's still going to be harder days than others because you're losing a lot of your body throughout the course of the thing. But it's the most sustainable that I've ever felt losing weight, the most energy I've ever felt losing weight. So to put money on it, there's no real money you can put on the knowledge that I learned.
If you were to sum it up in one or two lines, how would you sum up the academy and what we do?
I'd say team orientated and invaluable, really. So I think the likes of the Facebook groups and stuff like that, and even the weekly challenges are always a nice little addition to what you're doing. Your usual strength trainings or whatever. It's nice to have something else on top of it because it takes you over that little bit faster to where you want to be at the end of the day.